So after diastrophism and volcanism, our endogenous process or the endogenetic process are going to be finished. Now come to the next part, which is the exogenous or the exogenetic process or the exogenic process, whatever you can term as. That is the exogenic forces or the exogenic processes. What is written over there? Just now I explained you that what is exogenous process or the exogenetic. That means this processes which we can see in our naked eyes, which is happening inside, not inside the earth, which is happening outside the earth, and we can see the changes of the landforms by these processes. That is called exogenic. So what is written over there? The exogenic processes are the Earth's surface phenomena that derive their energy mainly from the atmospheric sources, like the primarily it influenced by the solar energy and the tectonic gradient. So two parts are written over there, which is a very important on the basis of which two formations or the factors the exogenetic processes are working. These are primarily influenced by the solar energy power and the tectonic gradients. Okay, these two are the forces or the factors through which the exogenic processes are forming. Come to the next part. This processes involve the movement of the matter downslopes under the gravitational force. That means it's another forces and applying the stress that leads to the deformation of the earth's material. If I am giving one example to you, through the earthquake, through the landslide, what we can see? From the upper part of the earth and to the lower part, all the stones, gravels, rocks, everything is coming. Everything is falling, right? That means the land is formed or the land is deformed. Obviously, the land is going to be deformed. So that is written over there. The deformation of the earth materials is also responsible for these two parts. That means gravitational force. So three factors we have learned. First one is solar energy, second one is tectonic gradients, and the third one is gravitational pull or gravitational force. Now some another thing is written. Shear stresses, molecular stresses from the temperature changes, crystallization, melting contribute to the process of breaking rocks and the altering of the earth's material. Altering, that means reformation of the earth material. After the deformation of the earth, again something will be also formed, right? So that is the alteration or the altering of the earth materials. Which other process is also mentioned over there. Come to the next part, which is the exogenic processes includes of what? That I have already mentioned. Exogenic processes which includes the weathering, mass movements and erosion and deposition. So weathering, what does it mean? Weathering, that means the effective forms of the weather or the elements of weather like humidity, temperature, rainfall, the clouds condition in the sky, everything. These are the weather phenomena. Mass movement, when the movements of the surrounding places are going to be increased, that is called mass movement. A big example for the mass movement is landslide. Erosion, through any kinds of landforms you can see, or the agents like ice, water, fluvial processes, wind, we can see that erosional landforms are going to be formed. So that is called erosion, when the quality of the soil of the land is going to be decreased. And deposition, that means something is going to be stored, something is going to be collected, okay, safe. That is called the deposition. So four methods I have explained. This collectively termed as denudation. This is very important point. This weathering, mass movement, erosion, deposition, these four processes are collectively termed as denudation. What is this process? These processes are influenced by the climatic factors like temperature and precipitation and vary with rock types and structure. In different parts of our world, the rock structures and the components of the compounds are not same or not equal. So that's why the types of the rocks and the different natures or structures of the rock, it's also dependent. The intensity and the effects of this processes can differ based on the regional climatic conditions. It's also based on the vegetation or vegetative density and the geographical factors like slope or the gradient, you can call it altitude, right? So that is called the exogenetic processes. Come to the example for this. What is written? The formation of the Grand Canyon, the same example, is also a process of exogenic forces. In which river we can see this? In Colorado River, that is also a erosional activity or erosional landform, and aided by the climatic factors which carved out the canyon over the million of years. What is given in the short pointers? Exogenic processes. The first one we have learned, surface phenomena powered by the atmospheric and solar energy. These are the two forces, two sources of the sphere or the processes. Main activities: weathering, mass movement, erosion and deposition. The stress and the deformation processes, by which process it's happening? Gravitational processes and the molecular stresses which affects the earth material. Influence of the climate. These two factors are there. Temperature, precipitation. You can also add the humidity. And the regional variations, that means the processes vary with climatic regions, vegetation and the geographical features. Different parts are there. Last point is, the example is Grand Canyon formation through the river erosion and the climatic influence. These 6 processes are over there.